Hello, fourth grade mathematicians, and welcome to day 5 of your virtual learning of week 3. You've made it through 3 weeks of doing virtual learning, and you have done an amazing job. So way to go! Yay! Now, we've been talking yesterday about the number 10,000, and so I wanted to show you what our 10,000 looks like and how big that it truly is. So you see the words, how big is 10,000? I gotta go all the way, let me get it so you can see it, all the way over here. Holy moly, look at how big. There we go, look at how big that is. It's huge, okay? So today you're going to be working in your workbook on page 317, and it says, from your work on the 10,000s chart, you know that there are 10 1,000s in 10,000. Let's double check and see if that's true, okay? So on our chart here, we started way over here with the number 1. And let me see if I can scoot it up so you can see. Yeah, there's the 1. And we went to 100 and we went all the way over here until we got to 1,000. And so there are 10 100s and 1,000. We can count just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? Now, how many hundreds does it take to make 10,000? Well, if there's 10 in that first row, and we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If it's a 10 by 10, how many hundreds is it to make 10,000? It's 100. All right. So when you get back to school and we get to see each other face to face, we're really going to spend some time on this 10,000s chart. And we're going to be adding some numbers in. And just like I had said to you earlier, I think you may have seen it on Canvas or our daily checklist, when we're finished this unit, one lucky person is going to get to take this ginormous paper of 10,000 home with them. I'm going to raffle it off, draw a name out, and one person's going to get to take this big group of 10,000 home with them. Now I'm going to pause the video. You guys don't need to pause. And then in just a moment, we're going to be back in the classroom and we're going to take a peek at numbers like 10 and 100 and 1,000 and 10,000. So I'm going to pause. All right, we are back. And so I said we were going to tackle some numbers like 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000. Now, we see a number that is constant. It's the same every time. And we see 10, 10, 10, and 10. Because our number system is based on groups of 10. Did you not realize that? We talk about our base 10 blocks. When we were just looking at our big group of 10,000, it was in rows of 10, columns of 10. Our number system is based that way as well. Okay? So, I want to ask you this problem. What times 10 is going to give me 10? So, what times 10 gives me 10 or equals 10? 1. Okay? So 1 times 10 equals 10. All right, let's go to the next one. What times 10 gives me 100? What times 10 gives me 100? 10. 10 times 10 gives me 100. All right, let's go to the next one. What times 10? So how many 10s do I need to have to get me to 1,000? 100. And the next one. What times 10 gives me 10,000? So how many groups of 10 do I have to get me to 10,000? 1,000. All right, I want to show you something. This is very, very important, okay? How many times greater is how many times greater is 100 than 10? Think about it. How many times greater is 1,000 than 100? Or 10? And how many times greater is 10,000 than 1,000 or 100 or 10? I notice if I'm looking at it as a pattern, I'm noticing that I have 1 0, then I have 2 zeros, then I go to 3 zeros, and then I go into 4 zeros. Let me look at the left side of that equation. 1 times 10, I have 1 0, 1 0. 10 times 10, I have 2 zeros, I have 2 zeros. 100 times 10, I have 1, 2, 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3 zeros. And 1,000 times 10, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So I want you to ponder, how many times greater is 100 than 10? It is 10 times greater. Okay? How many times greater is 1,000 than 100? 1,000 than 100. We're only adding 1 0, so it's 10 times greater. Okay, but wait a minute. How many times greater is 1,000 than 10? Let's look. It has 2 more zeros. So it is 100 times greater. It's a little tricky. How many times greater is 10,000 than 1,000? Let's count how many zeros. They have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 with 1 left over. So it's 10 times greater. What about 10,000 than 100? 100 times greater. And what about 10,000 than 10? Let's look. 1 0, 1, 2, 3 more zeros. It's 1,000 times greater. Now, I know that might have been a little bit over our brains, and especially on a Friday, you're like, oh my gosh, my brain is not thinking that way. But we're going to be exploring more problems like this. All right, well, that is it for today. You guys, like I said, you're going to be doing page 317. After you complete that page, take a picture, send it to me on Class Dojo, and then you have an exit ticket. Now, this exit ticket is in your workbook, page 318. And so after you finish that page, then you are going to, again, take a picture and send it to me on Class Dojo. If you have any questions or need any help, please just let me know. I'll be glad to help you out. All right, that's it for now. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.